Hello, YouTube. Yeah, so I finally went to see Star Wars The Force Awakens. And I figured I'd just throw a little blurb out here on the interwebs about what I thought of the movie. I know most people have seen it by now, but there's a disclaimer, spoiler alert, just in case you happen to come across my video, which, at this point I've got 0 views, so who knows? You never know. Anyway, I'll be talking about stuff that happened in the movie. Just my reaction to it. So if you haven't seen the movie, there are spoilers in this review. So just keep that in mind. So, and away we go. I've heard a few things and I've read a few things. And it does seem that this movie was basically just an updated or redone, newer version of Star Wars 4, A New Hope. To a degree, I can kind of see that with some of the points and aspects of it. The giant Death Star planet thingy. Obviously that was kind of a reboot. Also, there was the at the end when they're blasting away the shield generator thing. They had the little trench run and things like that from the original as well. Let's see. One of the guys I watch on YouTube, Red Pill Philosophy, he had done a quick review of it. He had said something about a feminist, super badass, I am woman, hear me roar kind of thing going on. And I actually honestly was waiting for that scene to pop up. And when it did pop up, I grunted out loud in the theater because I saw exactly what he was talking about. So Rey, the female character, their planet's getting blasted by the TIE fighters, and Finn, he grabs her hand to run away, and she gets all pissy. And I don't need you to hold my hand to run and all that good stuff. Yeah, I got it. The point of the thing is, he had no real reason to do that. He had already seen her whip ass and knew that he could take care of herself, and the face that he made when he saw her doing the ass whipping clearly showed that he could see that she could take care of herself. So I don't know why the filmmakers decided to put that stuff in there. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Other than just to show that, oh, I am woman, hear me roar, and I'm a badass chick. Got it, okay? But it was kind of, superfluous, really. So you're moving on. The simple fact that they let the cat out of the bag about who Kylo Ren was so early in the movie was kind of irritating. Now, I've seen reviews, and I've actually even watched a couple of the spoilers online and read them on Facebook and things like that from friends of mine that have seen it, but I never had seen that piece of it, that Kylo Ren, Ben, was Han and Leia's son. I didn't know who it was up until that point, and then, we still got like half the movie to go, and it was really kind of irritating. They should have held out, and I was kind of surprised because J.J. Abrams is involved in this, and he's a big fan of the mystery box. He's a big fan of holding things, close to the chest, and, letting things kind of spring. So I think they really should have let that go much later in the movie. The other really big thing for me was the lightsaber fights. First of all, the lack of, but I understand, Kylo Ren, he's, one of, if not the only lightsaber fighter these days. I got it. But towards the end, when Finn picks up the lightsaber and he's going to town, he's holding his own against people in a melee combat. And he's self-proclaimed blaster guy. He's got basically no business at all picking up a lightsaber or a stick or anything else to do any kind of hand-to-hand melee combat. And now here he is wielding a lightsaber, probably one of the more dangerous weapons in the galaxy, because basically it touches you, it cuts something off. And he's going to town. He's holding his own against the traitor stormtrooper guy. And then he's holding his own against Kylo Ren at the end. And, when Rey gets it and she's going to town and she's, throwing Kylo Ren the beating of the week and all, okay, I can kind of see she's strong in the Force and maybe that'll play a part into it. I got it. But at the end of the day, with no training whatsoever, if anybody's ever done any kind of martial arts or any kind of fighting or whatever, just having a very basic grasp of the pointy end goes that way, doesn't really work against someone that knows what they're doing, plain and simple. So I was kind of frustrated with that. All in all, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I went. I'm in the Army, so I went to see it on post for cheap instead of going to the 4DX big ass screen, moving seats, $20 ticket theater, which I'm sure was more entertaining to some people. But I had just a fine enough time, seeing it where I saw it. It was a good movie overall. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 7.5 to an 8. So I'm kind of interested to see where it goes and how they build on it for the next. I guess they said they have 5 more movies that they're already scheduling and planning. So we'll just see as they come along. One more thing. Back to the reboot issue. I don't have a real problem with it. I think for the younger generation that haven't really seen and enjoyed the original movies, I think it's okay. Aside the fact that we've got to be able to wash that foul, horrible, god-awful taste of the prequels out of our mouths. Because those were the worst crap ever. Darth Maul, badass, didn't do shit. Useless character in the grand scheme of things. Well, all that being said, good movie. I enjoyed it. Hope I didn't ruin it for anybody. But, I might see it again when I get home from Korea, and I'll go see it with my boy, because I don't think he's seen it yet. So that'll be enjoyable for both of us, I think. Anyway, this is Dutch Snowplow. I'll see you later.